You checked the mirror this morning before you actually felt. You practiced a smile in your head before your face ever agreed to wear it. You said the words, "I'm fine," so many times that even you started believing them. Somewhere back in your childhood, you learned your real face wasn't always welcome. So quietly, without ever deciding to, you built another one to wear instead. A calmer face, a softer voice, one that never makes anyone uncomfortable around you. Today, we're taking that mask off, not to hurt you, but for finally letting you breathe. Psychologists actually have a name for what you've been doing your whole life. They call it masking, a performance so constant you forgot you were performing it. And masking isn't lying to people. It's a survival skill you built years ago. Your nervous system learned something painful. Being fully yourself came with a cost. Maybe a parent only noticed you when you agreed with everything they said. Maybe a raised voice once taught you that silence was safer than speaking up. Maybe it was a moment so small you don't even remember it happening, but your body remembered, and your body has been protecting you ever since. So your mind built a shield, a version of you that's easier to approve of, easier to love, easier to keep around, easier somehow than simply being yourself. And slowly, without you noticing, that shield became something else entirely. Your uniform. Here's how you know if you've been wearing one for longer than you realized. You apologize before anyone even asks you to. Sorry becomes a reflex, not a choice. You agree out loud while your gut is quietly screaming the opposite answer inside. You laugh at moments that don't feel funny because silence feels far more dangerous. You perform calm on the outside while your chest tightens underneath your own ribs. And when you're finally alone, a strange hollow exhaustion settles into your shoulders. It feels like you've been holding your breath since the moment you woke up. This is the quiet cost of masking, and it's heavier than most people admit. It doesn't just drain your energy by the end of every single ordinary day. It slowly disconnects you from something far more important, your own real identity. The longer you play the character, the harder it becomes to remember the original. Who were you actually before the performance started taking over every single room? Researchers who study chronic people-pleasing gave this pattern an official clinical name. They call it fawning, a stress response just as real as fight or flight. Your body isn't choosing weakness when it fawns. It's choosing the safest option available. The option it learned a long time ago kept you protected from real danger. But here's the part of this story that quietly changes absolutely everything for you. A response your body learned through experience can also eventually be gently unlearned. The mask was never the truth about who you are underneath all of it. It was armor built by a version of you that didn't feel safe yet. That younger version of you deserves compassion right now, not criticism, not judgment. Healing doesn't mean ripping the mask off suddenly in front of a crowded room. It means small private acts of honesty that nobody else even has to witness. Saying "actually I don't agree" once, quietly, and simply surviving the discomfort after. Letting a silence sit in a conversation instead of rushing to fill it up. Noticing the tightness building in your body before you smile straight through it. Every one of these small, private moments becomes proof of something you forgot. Proof that the world genuinely doesn't end when you show up as yourself. You are allowed to disappoint people sometimes. That doesn't make you a bad person. You are allowed to have a face that isn't constantly performing for someone else. You are allowed to rest completely unwatched, unjudged, exactly as you already are. If any part of this described you today, please hear this one thing clearly. You are not broken. You are simply tired from carrying a role nobody asked for. A role you never actually auditioned for, yet somehow ended up playing every day. Let this video be the moment you finally set that heavy role down, even briefly. Even 5 honest minutes without the mask can feel like the deepest kind of rest. If something in this reached you, I'd genuinely like to know your story too. Tell me in the comments, when did you first learn to wear the mask? Was it a person, a place, or a moment you still remember clearly today? If you want more honest conversations exactly like this one, consider subscribing right now. Because underneath every single mask you've ever worn, there's a real person worth knowing. And that person, the one underneath it all, has always simply been you.